Is the morbidity and mortality with COVID-19 higher in the younger age group, let's say age 20 to 50, than with influenza? From the Chinese study, how many young people were getting this compared to influenza? Severe disease, requiring hospitalization, for example, and mortality if we know it.
Right. So the mortality is much, much greater in the older group. The mortality estimates, at least for those over 70 or so, is in the range of 15%, which is very high. The mortality, however, in the 20 to 54-year-old group is 1% or less. So, however, because that's so much larger of a percentage of the population, therefore they are more likely to be hospitalized, and because there's so many more of them. But they respond. I mean, even if they go to the intensive care unit, they respond. That's why they're much less likely to die, and the reason is because they're healthier and younger.
So, in those cases, in these younger people, is there any underlying characteristics we see of them that might be in common that's predictive of a younger person who might get ill from this?
Not that I know of. I mean, you could make the argument that someone who had underlying lung disease like asthma would be more at risk, but I haven't seen those data. I don't know. So,
in terms of influenza, do we see young people in the same age group get sick and go to intensive care units from influenza?
Sure. Well, the 2009 influenza pandemic, actually, of the 12,000 or so people that died of influenza, only 20% were greater than 65. That was a disease of the generally healthier younger person. So that was influenza then for that pandemic. Influenza is much more of an equal opportunity employer than is COVID-19. I mean, so for example, we so far this year in the United States have had 144 children die of influenza, whereas 0, to my knowledge, have died of COVID-19.